all over the world. Today we are coming with a very special package for ESAN people and non-ESAN inclusive. You see, there is one thing we actually want to show to the world today, that we have herbal healing, different from English healing. Let us get one point clear here, that before the white man ever stepped their foot into our soil, we have our healing practices or healing systems. We fall sick, get well through our herbal healing long before they came in. But somehow, it's like we are now turning our back against those healing practices that sustained our lives long before the white man ever stepped into our soil. Today, we are going to do a documentary, an interview with a specialist, someone who has deep knowledge about herbal healing. He will tell us the pros and the advantages and all that about it. Take a look and please be with us as we are here on the interview stand. Your host is Sunday Ahimare Inebiduse for Ego TV London. So we now move to the guest that we have right here before us today. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. The first thing I wanted to do now is to introduce yourself to the viewing audience.
Okay. I am Samson Oyaziwolo Owagwe, so popularly known as ZAGODO of Oromi. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk to the whole viewers now about the work you do, how you came into the work you are doing today.
Okay, good afternoon, viewers. Greet you here from my humble abode, Oromi, number 1 Iloshi Road, Angle 80, Oromi, ESAN North East Edo State. So I greet you all. I'm the MD CEO of ZAGODO HERBAL Medicine, ZAGODO HERBAL and Global Resources Nigeria Limited. So I'm a kind of person who grew up with my father, who is a specialist in terms of herbal medicine. So although my father practiced herbal medicine all through his life, so he's late now. So I took on from there. So by the grace of God today, I am practicing the herbal medicine. So many kind of ailments. This herbal medicine will treat all kinds of ailments. Many, like one, talk about this stomach ulcer. Today, you go to the north, you go to the south, people are complaining about a stomach ulcer. It has no cure. There's no remedy. There is no sincere or sure remedy for it. So I can tell you, with herbal medicine, right from time immemorial, we treat ulcer. And we treat it, we terminate ulcer with a herbal medicine called ulcer terminator. So I'm a producer of traditional medicine. We treat that kind of ailment. Ulcer, talk about epilepsy, leg cancer. When you talk about infertility in men, in women, talk about breast cancer. Then we also talk about asthma, waist pain, chest pain, rheumatism, so and etc. Thank you, sir.
Now, there are confusions somewhere that herbalists or people that are involved in herbal treatment are maybe pagan, native doctors, witches, and all that. Please, I want you to tell us something about the difference between herbalists and maybe the picture people have about them.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. The question you raised, sir, commonly that is how people used to classify we herbal practitioners. But I want to let the world to know that when you're talking about herbal practitioner or general tradimedical practice, it's of two forms. So we have some who are the witch doctor, which people misunderstood for the real herbal practitioners. So like the witch doctor, those ones that produce charm, or maybe they practice a kind of chance for evil, for destruction. You understand? So those kind of things they use maybe for human destruction, like charms, causing havoc here and there. So that one is different from the real herbal. Like the one I'm into, which is a normal herbal practice. So we deal on herbs, roots, to save a life, to save soul, to treat, to cure. So it's not for destruction. So the kind of one we do is not harmful to human. So we don't practice such evil. So that one is different from our own. The type we are talking about now, that witch doctor, they practice all manners of evil. They plot charms, they cause leg cancer, leg poison, and different other kind of ailments. So by the special grace of God, we are here. Whatever destruction they have caused to humanity, we are here to remedize it. That is the one I practice that I inherited from my father and even from my forefather. So thank you, sir.
Now, the other area I want you to clear now is some Christians will be afraid to come and meet you for healing, for treatment and all that. Talk to the Christians and let them know that you are for everybody.
Okay. Anyway, the Christians should know it's not all that just practice herbal, pagan, or maybe real traditionalists that does not believe in God. So somebody like me, though my dad was a pagan, then in my own time, I changed the narrative. So because I'm a Christian by the special grace of God, a deacon for that matter. So at a point when I got born again some years back, I am a real Christian, I go to church. So I thought all these herbal things, they are associated with idol, because my father worshipped those idol and other things. Most of those men, I think, before now, I thought they are from those success. So after the death of my father, I practiced it at the point when I got born again. So I even wanted to stop. So since I am a born again, I have thrown away those idols, bonds, called pastors to do away with those idols from my compound. So I was scared. I said, how these herbal medicine, would they work any longer? So I was surprised. I was in my dream. I keep on seeing more of those herbal remedies, which I don't even know, that my father did not even teach me. So somebody like an angel came, showing me more. And he told me to continue with this herbal medicine, that they are not associated with idol. Like the way our father practiced it, just to create a kind of fear and unnecessary recognition. That is why they were doing something with those idol, that they don't have anything to do with idol. So since then, 2013, I started practicing the herbal stuff. I've been treating all kinds of ailments with it, and I discovered that they now even work more than how they used to work, faster. So without the calling of idols or trying to rely on a certain gods. So thank you so much.
Now, materials are used to work in your company. People want to know how you source your materials. How do you get them, the materials you use in working?
Thank you so much. Like those materials, they are purely roots and herbs. So for example now, when we are talking about the material used, we got them from the bush. The only challenges we are facing today is these Fulani herdsmen. So find it difficult now to go to our natural forest to get all those materials, because those materials, we source all of them from the what? From the forest, from our farms. We get them. They are purely roots, herbs. So that's what we use in producing all those kind of herbal medicines that we use for treatment. Thank you.
Yeah. You mean there are no incantations, chanting of power around that's involved in this your business?
Not at all. There's nothing like incantation or trying to call on certain gods and order before those things work. They are made by God, those herbs, those roots. So when God created everything, He created man. Then he said we should have dominion over all those things that has been created. So the roots and herbs are not they are not neglected. They are among those things God said we should have dominion over. And through that dominion, we are using it for our personal consumption. So by God's grace, no incantation of any kind before we just apply them together, join them in the normal proportion, with the normal quantity. We join them together so it works perfectly. Thank you so much.
Now, people want to know the areas that you are a specialist, the ailments, what you can do, and how it can be done here. Please just talk to the people and let them know the areas you are a specialist.
Okay.
They want to hear about it.
In the falling area, I'm a specialist by God's grace. I'm a specialist in the area, first, the area of infertility, both in men, in women. So when we are referring to infertility like in women, we have some women that are married today. Some are 13 years, 10 years in marriage, 4 years, 3 years. Then they find it difficult to take in as a result of some problems within their system. Some can be just infection like gonorrhea, syphilis, staphylococcus that was not well treated. Maybe they contracted it when they were young and it is not well treated. So they may marry with such illness in the body and they will find it difficult to conceive because it will go a long way to affect the fallopian tubes. Secondly, we also have growth, abnormal growth in the womb like fibroid, ovarian cysts, which will increase the flow of a woman's monthly period. So it may cause abnormal menstruation, either excessive flow or scanty flow of the normal period, which is menstruation. So such women will find it difficult to take in. Then thirdly, we also have some women, their womb is hot due to overreaction of some antibiotics they have used, either due to these infections or other factors. So they will find it difficult to take in. Maybe we also have another thing
some
we
women
call
will be pregnant after 2 months miscarriage.
Why? Because
down in the body of a
immediately
woman.
they hear the sound of that worm, brrr, the worm will go right inside the oviduct, inside the womb. So to cause a kind of a hot sensation in the embryo, which will now lead to miscarriage. So as a result, you see some women, they will call them barren or they are infertile due to such problems. So I'm into that. I'm a specialist. I'm a consultant in that area. Then in the area of men, when we're talking about infertility in men, we'll talk about oligospermia, a situation whereby a man, the sperm duct will be empty or will be scanty. I'm referring to the spermatozoa. And it's also due to some infection, like staph, gonorrhea, as I've mentioned earlier. Then, the primary cause of this infertility, both in men and women, is infection, bacterial infection. So it affects the sperm and reduces the counts. And the motility now becomes so sluggish and very low. Then the man now finds it difficult to impregnate a woman due to this kind of problem in them. So it can also be remedied. This issue of a low sperm count that is now very, very, very rampant in our society today. It can also be remedied. There are some medications one can use to increase the sperm motility, the count. So I have such a medication called the sperm booster, ZAGODO sperm booster. So it's available. Then we'll talk about issue like the one that is common here in ESAN land, Urumi. We'll call it Utagba in our native language. Then while in the English we'll say it's an invisible arrow or whatever. So it has symptoms. Once one contacts such this thing, that kind of ailment or is being afflicted, because they can afflict it. The first sign you will see is difficulty in breathing, cough, and serious severe pains in the ribs here. So you also have another characteristics, which is a headache, severe headache, and hotness in the body. So I also treat that one within 3 days. I have a very, very effective medication that I can apply for the one they call Lutagba, which is invisible arrow. And before you know it, within 3 days, the person will be okay. Then I'll come to the area of, we talked about ulcer before, we talked about infertility, pie. One major problem that affects men today, when we are talking about man function, manpower, see people selling herbal online, all those deadly drugs due to some problem. They'll tell you, okay, this one work for manpower. They are all chemical drugs and they are harmful to the heart. So what is the major cause of this problem men are now facing today? The major cause is dysentery, neglected dysentery. We have two types of dysentery. We have aerobic dysentery and anaerobic dysentery, which is chronic, and the other normal dysentery. And once this disease called dysentery is being neglected for a very long time, it will now develop to its chronic stage, which is now what? The pie we are not talking about. Then the symptoms associated with it is diarrhea, blood stain when you want to go to the toilet. So that pie is of two types. We have the internal pie and the external pie. The internal pie is the one, maybe when you go to the toilet, you just see blood coming out with your feces. Then the external one, you will now have a kind of muzzle from the anus protruding out from your anus. So that one is pie. And when a man is facing this kind of problem, they find it difficult to have a sexual relationship with a woman because the male organ will be very, very weak. At times, you find it difficult before you can gain an erection, even in the morning. Every normal man in the morning when you wake up, the first thing that will ring to your, the bell ringer is going to be your male organ, the penis. That's supposed to wake you that, yes, it is a new morning. But when you now discover, okay, then when you discover that every morning as a man, you don't normally gain erection again, something is wrong. Either you are facing a chronic dysentery, pie, or any of those deadly bacterial infections, as I've said earlier. So they need to be treated so that you can gain back your potency as a man. Because as a man, when you fail to do the right thing in the bedroom, you are no longer a man. You lack the respect from your wife. So you try and treat all these problems, you get yourself well. Then we'll talk about again, we also have issue of waist pain, rheumatism. Also treat such. When you have waist pain, either as a result of bad water and other things, then you are having waist pain, weakness of the joints. So there's some medication we also take for that one, you'll be well. Then I also have some series of other things which we treat apart from the pie. We'll talk about cancer, breast cancer, leg cancer, like the ones you see people, maybe they're having land disputes. You see somebody is afflicted. You go into that land, before 2-3 days, start having burning sensation within your leg, or something like itching or hotness. Then those are the primary stage of cancer. Within 2 to 3 days, you now discover that the leg will not change color. Like if something like hot oil is being poured on the stuff. I have some videos here you can see. Then by then, if care is not taken, if you go to the hospital, they will tell you, this one is cancer. The next thing they want to do, they will tell you they want to amputate the leg or the hand. So I treat that one within 21 days. We apply the normal black force powder, which will dissolve in water. You rub it. Then there are also some drinkable liquids you can take for that. Within 21 days, you'll be well. We have a series of examples in my video that I did before. So we'll have issue like that. Then we also have an area of the breast cancer. That breast cancer is also an affliction. You normally start with that hotness, discomfort, burning sensation. After some time, the thing start peeling off. You see that red mark, just as if the thing is being roasted or hot oil poured in that particular area of the breast. So before you know it, there will be a big lump inside, which will be very, very strong. So by then, When you go to the hospital, they tell you you are going to undergo a kind of chemotherapy, which you are going to treat for a very long time. At the end, the breast will be amputated. So hardly people survive breast cancer when they use orthodox medicine. So the guarantee is not up to even 50-50. So we treat it with herbal drug, and by God's special grace, the person will be okay. So gonorrhea is a bacterial infection also, which one can contact from a woman. Then within 2 or 3 days of the symptoms, or even within 24 hours, you start feeling burning sensation whenever you want to pass your urine. So the thing will be there. First sign is that burning sensation. You want to pass out urine, or you start seeing pus, something like pus, coming out from your what? Penis. So by then you know you have contacted either gonorrhea or syphilis or something that have to do with staphylococcus. So we also have other issues like premature ejaculation in men, which is caused as a result of much sugar concentration in the body, glucose. When you have much glucose in the body and the sugar is high, you discover that you find it difficult anytime you want to have sexual intercourse. This is sort of prolonged or elongated sex. You now end up being 1 minute or 2 minutes man, just like fowl, because the sugar in your system is very, very, very high. So the advanced stage, it come up to result to an ailment we call diabetes. That diabetes is excessive glucose present in the blood. By then, the hormone which is responsible for conversion of such glucose to glycogen for storage, that hormone will become what? Suppressed. And hence, something like diabetes will have to come up. Diabetes is of 2 types. We have the diabetes mellitus and diabetes insipidus. So we'll go to other areas again, like we are talking about partial stroke. I'm talking about stroke. Stroke is a kind of ailment that normally starts, it gives symptoms, starts primarily. At times you start feeling something like stiffness, either in your hands or in your leg, as if blood is not floating well, because it's a kind of separation that occurs in the body. That kind of separation, the blood will not be flowing well, while the water and other minerals will be working well in the system. So when blood ceases to work in a particular area or parts of the body, so the body, that part of that body becomes something stiff. So, and if the thing is not, proper care is not taken, before you know, there will be something we call paralysis, which happens right from the midbrain. So it will affect the linear fissure. That linear fissure in the brain is something that have to do that is associated. It's a vein that is associated with transmission of blood from heart to brain, from brain to other parts of the body. So that is stroke. And it can start also as a result of maybe affliction. You start feeling that burning sensation in the leg or in the hand, stiffness or hotness, pains. If it is not treated, it can cause paralysis any moment, any day, any time. So just to measure but a few.
Wow, thank you very, very much for this wonderful and long lecture stroke interview. Though we are not done yet. I think you made a statement I want to re-echo here again, that every normal man will have his bell being rung in the morning. So if you are normal, like the doctor have just said, you must ring bell in the morning. If you don't ring bell in the morning, meet our man, he will tell you what to do to ring bell in the morning. You know so, sir?
Yes, sir. They are correct.
Okay, sir.
Very, very correct.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Now, you've really elaborated on what it is to meet you for treatment and all that. Now, I want to find out, do you have some treatment you have carried out as testimony, but don't mention them, just some that you have done, that you can just mention just few words to the world that people may know, yes, you've done so or you've done that before?
A lot.
Okay.
Then my videos will tell you, like area of the infertility, I've treated many women today they have their own child. Even people, some of them who were having a second thought of adoption, they want to adopt. Maybe after trying all kind of medications, they have been to the hospital, use all orthodox drugs. At the end of the day, nothing works out. So I can say here is the last bus stop. When they come, give them the necessary medications. At the end of the day, that person must get pregnant and a child, a baby. So I have many. Then the area of the cancer, I have many outstanding testifiers that can testify to this, even when they are being granted this kind of interview. We have their video, you see them when they were in that kind of situation, the pains, and the later on, you see all manners of video there. So I think I don't have problem with that because I have a lot of people that can testify, even as they are watching me now, many.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, I want you now to address the whole ESAN people all over the world. Let them reach, just tell them something you feel like telling them now.
Okay. My ESAN people, I greet you all. And whether you are home or abroad, wherever you are, I greet you all. May God bless you all for watching. I want to quickly advise my ESAN people and the general public that orthodox medication is different from these herbal medications. There are things that there are ailments, like when you have something like appendix or all those kind of, there are some ailments. You can quickly rush to the hospital, you know, yes, this is orthodox issue. Like you can rush to the hospital, they will treat you. So, but it's not just all issues they take to the hospital, because at times there are things you take to the hospital, maybe they don't know the technical know-how of it. They don't have such skill. That is why you see people dying every day. For instance, there are some issues now that will come to me, I will check. And if I discover it's something I cannot handle, it's not something that can be treated with those our herbal or traditional medicines, then I have to refer the person quickly back to the hospital. So that one is an orthodox. But I don't know why at times they find it difficult to also make referration when they have issues that are just something spiritual affliction that they know this one is not for hospital. So I want to advise the general public and my ESAN people nationwide and internationally, globally, that there are some most things, ailments or afflictions that you are not supposed to rush to the hospital primarily. Otherwise, there will be something, there is something that will happen, there is something you cannot explain. You'll be saying, had I know. Why? Because issue like this, that native bullet, the invisible arrow we are talking about, normally cause the first symptom you start having difficulty in breathing. Then if you go to the hospital, probably maybe they will check, they'll tell you it's typhoid or it's malaria, and they give you injection. In less than just 6 hours, the person is gone. Because immediately, the breathing, the fast breathing, the abnormal breathing will increase 80%, and before you know it normally takes life. There are some other who match poison. You see, all of a sudden, you didn't get accident, nobody pour you hot oil or hot water. You start seeing something like a burning sensation in your leg, or something like a scars, like if something like fire, you get burnt inside the fire. And you know this one is not something medical. Then you are not running to the hospital. So at the end of the day, they cannot provide a kind of solution. But that thing is affliction, it's spiritual. So you need to be handled by a specialist who know the technical know-how, the knowledge of that thing, and what to apply at that particular time, so that that ailment can be remedied. So thank you all for listening. I remember my humble self, Dr. Samson Yaziwolo Owagwe, aka Zagodo, one of Africa.
Now, on a final note, sir, how can somebody reach you? Like the viewers that are watching you now, they want to have a contact with you. How can they reach you? Through phone or through WhatsApp?
Okay, you can reach me through my contacts phone on on 080 68915382. It's also my WhatsApp line. Then my hotline is 090 3167 8887. 090 3167 8887. My hotline. Thank you so much.
Are you on Facebook too?
I'm on Facebook. You can reach me on Samson Owagwe or Samson Zagodo Owagwe.
Facebook.
So I'm on Facebook. You can reach me on Facebook. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. It's been a very big pleasure, and I think you've actually educated us a lot in what you told us right here on the interview. As some viewers, I'm sure you've seen by yourself what our man has been saying out. One, if you listen to him very carefully, you discover that he is deep in knowledge about medicine. Forget exaggeration. Both the Western and the herbal angle of it, the expression, the explanations are wonderful and they are accurate. He is not a kind of doing the kind of guesswork in whatever he's telling us. Whatever terms he was saying were all medical terms, both in herbal and in the orthodox system, meaning he has a very deep knowledge of what he was telling us. And two, he was honest enough to tell us that those he cannot handle, he refers them to the orthodox or to the hospital to do the treatment, meaning he is not a doctor, know all. So what I'm trying to say is this: please, by listening to what he has said, if you feel you have anything that is troubling you, that you feel there's no cure for, reach him. He will honestly tell you, yes, he can do it all. If he cannot tell you, he will tell you he can't. And where he can do it, he will refer you there. So, in fact, I think we really need to wake up now as ESAN people. We must know that it is not every herbalist that is a witch doctor. Many of them have their knowledge given to them through inspiration and through inheritance. And his is one of them. And I'm sure that by listening to him now, we must have been educated to understand many things that we have never known about medicine before now. ESAN people, let us value what we have. Consult him anytime you feel you have a problem. Even if you're not sure if he can do it, let him know. Definitely, he will tell you one or two things on how it can be done. Thank you very much for watching. I'm your host, Sunday Ahimare Negbedose, for Ego TV, London, UK. Summertime again. Thank you so much. Oyo.
Ọwọ́ fure sẹ́.
Really, we got mama boy.
Mẹ́nu ní ẹ̀ta náà mi aṣọ òsèwé ìbọ̀ yìí.
Okay. Now whether when I G to ZAGODO, whether when
Ìnà mẹ́wọ́ jẹ.
only when I know when I know. Me where mo ebu nege na lukuri ebo kiwe keke.
Ìbọ̀ akin ọ ní ìwé náà màá wẹ̀ nàbí dáná. Ọ̀lẹ́ àdá mi ẹ̀kẹ́ báyìí. Ọ̀wẹ̀ ẹ̀jọ́ ọgbà ìhúyẹ́. Ọ̀ní miàmì ní nàchọ́ ùtàgbà. Ọ̀rẹ́ àrúrà mẹ́rẹ́mì. Ìnà ìhìn ààrẹ hìá wìdánà.
LOS7.
Yes.
Oh yeah, bata my for now.
Ọ̀nà yìí miẹ̀tà máa mẹ́ námà táì náà mẹ́bí họ.
I get a wall or ship it.
Ọwọ́ ṣègbèjì.
Eke kiki where I went on.
Mẹ̀dà àríwídáná yẹn ọ̀sí ìpè yà.
And don't name me or one more look.
Ugari wọ́n kọ́.
Me when I was down now, we big with the tata when I was down, this and that.
Ebèzẹ́ ní àdáfà ọ̀lẹ́ òpẹ́ òkú ọ̀múbọ̀ ọ̀múwẹ́ ráhùn àdá miẹ́ wíkèrè bẹ́jìmẹ̀káta ẹ̀yẹ ọgbà ìhúyẹ́ ọ̀hún gbẹ́ ẹ̀kẹ́ kí bá ọ̀ wẹ́wẹ́ sìkó yáha ẹgbẹ́ wa wẹ̀nà nùsẹ̀ àdá miẹ́ wíṣàbọ̀ lẹ́nà rẹ̀ váì. Make sure I will say no bra egbe di danoria. Really no see Jesus.
It's
Arasa. Abusha. You know this commonly.
This root has been extracted already. You can follow it.
Okay, I can't vote for.
That's why we don't know.
I mean, I can't vote for any root. We start looking for around that time. You can do things with it. But not the phone.
Why don't you?
Are mira. Are buso. Au noi.
Don't have that.
Ah.
Oh, you're not going to put a job.
Ani ako. Ako boy. Eh? Ako ni orang. Oh. Oh man. Okay. I think we have had plenty of it now. Okay. Okay, doctor. About that. At least I've seen you doing it.
I have a lot.
How about that?
It's a part of the root I use to remedize issue of premature ejaculation. So there are about 3 special roots. This one in our local language is called Obanabe.
So this kind of leaf now, if you put them for roots.
How about jacket root?
Yes.
Serious?
They like herbal
Yeah, so we need it
documentary.
now. We need it. Very close to the culture. Okay. Your name, please.
I'm speaking to you now. My name is Subegu Mohammed. I'm from Kogi State. So I'm a worker with Samson Zagodo, Dr. Samson Zagodo, for a very long time now, like 3 years. I'm be with him. I have witnessed many things that he have did to people, just like chronic headache, they call it utagba in their language, or you have chest pain, ulcer, whatever. I have witnesses, the one that is treated to people, they even came back and tell him thank you. So I've witnessed some of people that have, all they say, they call it hepatitis or whatever, you like to carry some sickness. We have an injury on it, starting getting rotty somehow. We have treated many in my presence. I have witnessed them. In that 21 days or 22 days, they will come back, you will see the thing I've got finished by His grace. So my advice to people out there, so if you know you have anything, any sickness in your body, don't just rush to the hospital. It's not all sickness that you rush to the hospital to check up or do this, do that. You will rush to Zagodo herbal mixture as number 1, Elushi Road, Angle 80. So that is where he is. He treats all kind of sickness, every difficulty, sickness, he can treat it. I believe me, when you come here, under 21 days, you will discover yourself and you see things yourself. You will come back and share your testimony by the special grace of God. We treat, by God heal. With God, all things are possible. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, boss.
Yeah.
Thank you. But even are you recording? We are recording what we recorded at least your.
Yes.
Very, very important too.
All my children are there.
Very important. We are recording.
children,
They are gone forever. So as you've known them, you must teach your children. Let them know more than you. I know you.
Everything here is medicinal. You can see this one that is just like rope.
What is it called?
Monoku.
Okay, Monoku. Naja erutu here. Erutu so here. Oju ran like a keto. Yeah.
They also help for reduction of sugar.
Okay.
Oria, more young.
Very, very bitter.
Okay.
The roots. We use it. We use the roots. We have many just to make.
Sir?
I'm here gonna repeat her.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you are a staff here in Zagodo.
No, it's my brother.
It's your brother.
Yeah.
No, just tell us something about
I
Zagodo.
want to testify on my own part.
Yeah.
I won't deceive you. From all my experiences, since I retired and come 6 years ago, everything that has been done here in my presence, they were all real. There is no like, some people say abracadabra, trying to cheat another person, collecting his money without doing the job. I don't think so. If you are here, have your faith, you are well. If you cannot do, you will refer you to where you will go and treat yourself. That's one thing I love in him. What you cannot handle, he will tell you. To say you come up to Oracle, forget about that side. It's a healing home. A healing home. You know why I say so? I, for one, I recommend more than 15 until this home since I retired. No one, however, say I failed, but come back to testify that Jesus Christ is using the man to heal people. That's why I want to have my interest by speaking to the world. Don't take it for granted. If you have such a similar problem, you have narrated to the world, please find yourself down there. I guarantee you, you will go back not the same, but with the glory of God. I think that's the brief word I want to have with all of you.
Thank you.
Bless all of you, my brother.
Thank you. We are grateful.
Bless you.
Thank you. Here. Anything now?
It's called Ora. Ora.
Okay.
Very good. It's the major raw material for chest pain, asthmatic cough and all.
Okay.
It's not there when you are here. If you are here, you are. Are you talking? What do you call it? What you call it? No, don't do it. Don't do it.
And there's all type of each banana. This is the native one that almost rejected by everybody. The one that used to be very, very short. So when ripening, the thing will be breaking, the cover will be breaking. So in most cases, you don't go to the type of banana. We call it already so. Namacho already so.
That was Sarolo.
So yeah, anyway.
Sarola,
This
I
one
want make something.
this is made. It produces local farm. You can see the latex coming out. Yeah, it produces local. It's used for remedize local farm.
Wow.
Remedize people who has low sperm count. So for their sperm to come up.
Under 2 days. Under 2 days.
You know somebody?
Jack man.
Turn it as I used to say. Dinner.
Okay. Okay.
I believe some of you know what this one is called.
No, what's that?
See?
Okay, now, yeah.
I believe you know. You have seen this before. It's not strange.
What is the
So
name?
it's not
What do you
idol.
call it?
We call it anti-he. In our ESAN language, or ESAN dialect, we call it anenefe. Anti-he. It's been produced by ants or termites in the soil. You see it maybe any forest area. You see it there. You can see this one there. So it's one of our this thing tools we use in preparing like that medicine we talk for cancer. Talk about concerning cancer. So this one you are seeing now, you can see this one. This is burnt kernel. The byproduct when you are producing kernel oil. The byproduct of kernel oil. I mean palm oil. You produce this one. After producing palm oil, you bring out the seed of the kernel.
What do you call it in ESAN language too?
EV alamude. So those are some of those things we use. What about the other one for utaba? So we produce like this one now, like that medicine for leg affliction, or we call it cancer, or whether breast or leg, any part of the body. We have different 14 items like this that we normally pound together in their right quantity or in their right proportion. Then I'll make up that medicine we call black forts, that maybe when next you come, you see the finished products.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Okay, we'll go to this one. Like this one now, we got it from these leaves, cola leaves. So we have other items, we add to it, we pound it. At the end of the day, we get it. This one now, we use it in treatment of anything that have to do with skin infection. All manners of skin infection. If you go to the north, you see some, the one they normally call kuturu, don't know what it's called in English. The skin will be peeling off, pus will be coming out. So you can peel off somebody's skin, even like this hair skin, even in the health. So we use this one for such type.
Do you have a ESAN name for it?
We call it udoka.
ESAN name?
Yeah.
Udoka. In ESAN language.
Yes.
For the first time hearing it.
So that is udoka. Then this one now, normally the list although is not here now. We normally get it from the forest. Okay. We pound it and some other ingredient like native chalk and other things go inside, and they even alligator pepper is what we normally use to cure the one we call utagba. That is the invisible arrow. So how is being used? You take some quantity of it into a plate. You add water, just ordinary water, drinkable water. You dissolve it very well. You filter it. You drink the filtrates. Then the residue, which is the one remaining on the filter. Then you add little water. The person use it to rub the body from what neck to waist. So within 3 days, that person is well of that ailment called utagba. So thank you so much. We have a lot that time will not permit us to do now. God bless you all. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah. We are so grateful, Doctor, for the opportunity you granted us, because now you've showed us practically what is used for the menses. This is not a case of incantation. This is a case of see me, see you. I don't think we need to doubt what we see one-on-one. And from what we've been discussing here, you saw that he has just showed us practically what he used for his menses. But I think I will want to afford him the last opportunity. This time, let him not talk to us in ESAN language, because I'm sure there are some people that may not understand the English deeply the way I've been saying it, because his English, in fact, is even beyond ordinary. Please now use ESAN just to do the summary of what you just showed us here now, sir.
ESAN, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
ESAN, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You okay, ESAN, oh yeah.
Mena
mujano ne wata na me Dr. Samson Oyaziwolo Owagwe aka Zagodo. Omi golimi wa mama le bo romi golimi no kitchen won na wa. So e baba me fie woto o me ki do are Mario. Emi si ni ro na men le me ro me ki ni kwa e di ogwa ga mayelunya. On ma kilunya na re hin e wo ori akomo ogwa kwe le afiore utagba ri ra me re mi woto. E melu o era o agbo go pe a oye sabonu ko inu we gbe pa ye pa no that around this century or con wewe or maybe mu emi na mu igboku natural infection was say boni so ene mi na ya re gbe eme inarve o emelu ejo re akin o re alayo ikon emi na cho stomach ulcer na da me go duke afore keke afore aye gudu le basin aye gudu le e ba no ran aka achi aneba esoso we asedana medita ma no sa ni boreshan ye ite no no be kai ni eda ikoi o ye koi koso okay ayi eba no ran ori ekele barege we akivavida na me won kun me chole ulcer terminator zagodo ulcer terminator ni me anenye ore gba kamole o kaka be ba we da lawyer aya me gon zo so mama se ameno mama se pada Osi pada wena ejeje we agwa no ejeje nya osi pada na we wole all the am pie o yore we wedi o ane aran
what is pie
osi ono si ni nya me ye nkun akigbo ya ge mi na cho ge osulu diabetes awore afe sugar bon egbe ewu van bobon gbe where ye vai me yam ko me are nya na da miege ona fin wo re afini wi mi wa ka be sunu bra wa da ke mi afefe bava so pa pede so me yam ko de jare ko ke ogwa ko re afere utagbu won tagbu ume tagbu du iwana no samera o de ira me re mi iwana no samera okwu no gwa no mo we bie wa chi sabo bie wo mo bi popo ipugbo lore ri wa chi sabo bie we no to no kun ni hospital kun ebo wa we woru na ava the Zagodo Herbal Clinic the Agoeti Uromi we sit down where you gwa Dr. Samson Oyaziwolo or we gwa Dr. Zagodo we amieme ono money we kikere gi osunu bra ro mori we uko atata bo ebebi uneri we we akinle no kun na fo ọmọ kiri ọmọ àwọn ìjọ yìí o ọmọ kìvà ọ̀pá ẹnu yẹn sábà ọ̀nà kọ́ inú wẹ̀ ọ́ kí yí asùwìtì àdàtà máa gà mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kí nàgà náyẹ̀mẹ̀ bá aṣọ àyẹ̀ wẹ́ dọ̀mẹ́ wẹ́ dénàrí ìbárẹ̀ gbàkámọ̀ bí ìbárẹ̀ amílọ̀ lò nàjà kúrúkúrú wẹ́ mọ̀ wẹ́ kì mọ̀ fún wẹ́dí kérége yẹ ju ẹ̀ káàyè ọ̀yọ̀wẹ̀ yẹ yé so wẹ́ kí kérége wẹ́ náwó kókún okò wẹ́ alẹ́ bó pẹ́ abẹ́ òkú olù àwa sẹ́sì ihun ẹ̀lẹ́fà wẹ̀ wọ́n ẹ̀rẹ́ adachi azebono ko ki measho yokpa wona nya bioko so we hu we yokpa no ja we hu na mie yokpa no ja re we kin oko ba re gbe bo we agwa ni Zagodo Herbal Clinic Agoeti Uromi number 1 Ilushi Road Agoeti Uromi so we are sena ibo re gwa no ba ahuso no bra na moto na mokun we de mio so wa bo wa kwame ebo kisan so no bra re pa ba
ESAN d'ailleurs, à Zébo, à Beaudesan, à la même ESAN, t'as que d'habiller ma ESAN. On a un n'y pas, on est con les moments où il y a ESAN, t'as marqué homi. Ou t'as pas quoi non? On manguano, Uro Rémi, elle a fait habiller, on m'a mis bien. On a créé à rien. Va dans là, ou après dans Zagodo, et bien Sena, on est Nelwoy. Oyo bo oyo gwega okpano ilen lo ebe na lo ndi mi na rebi oyo da zan der wo e ba len o re lo e jwa de aye ba wan o ma tai na wa fio idon and ono re na he o le mi ame gbe ma re ki ba yo yo oni gbe ada ati to Zagodo yo me ma bulu ba kwem le ma gbo de ya de ya gbo da gba o do re ma ba ma re ma na ma ka mu de bu kona yo ma bo me no mo no so Sunday aye mare in Egbedose Ego Studio, London, UK. Wa bulu wa kwame wa kiwe.